Hey, what is up guys, this is DJ Clan Smasher, and I'm here just showing a recap from EG GloryHunters VS TayLovesTheD. So, just before I get started, I just want to let you know that this was for the North American Conference. So we faced them, and this is such a great team, guys. We lost the first round, but what helped us get through everything was that we won the other two rounds. And we got a high percentage, a bunch of stars on our first round. We actually got, I believe, 3 triples, 3 Town Hall 10 triples. So that's what helped us get a lot of stars in this Clash Cup tournament. So once we were facing TayLovesTheD, we were going for the North American Conference win. And depending on who won was going to pretty much take it all, because they hadn't lost any of the rounds, any of the previous rounds. And we only lost against them, so if we were to have beat them, depending on the score, we had a high chance of going to the next round. So that was pretty much the main thing. So we went face first, trying to do our best and take down TayLovesTheD. It was a very tough match. It was very crazy because we all had different plans at the very end, and we all decided that it was pretty much going to come down to percentage, and that's pretty much what it came down to. It was such a crazy match overall. So I'm just going to show you some replays of our Town Hall 9s. Our Town Hall 9s were able to take care of all their Town Hall 9s, and we were still able to get at least one scout. Their Town Hall 9s, they got all of our Town Hall 9s as well, but they didn't get a chance to scout, so they were barely able to take down our 9s. So it was very close. As far as the 10s go, our Town Hall 10s did get high percentage 2 stars on their Town Hall 10s, but we didn't get any triples. For them, they actually got 1 Town Hall 10 triple, and they got it at the very end. So it was pretty crazy because it was about 3 or 4 tags at the very end from each side of the team. So I'm sure it was very difficult for Adam to try to stream that and try to figure out which one to choose as far as what replay to show everyone, just because everybody was kind of holding off, just very situational. So anyways guys, Fog here did a witch slap with some healers, and his heroes were still very strong, came in clutch, and it was pretty much overkill here because he had 2 strong heroes going through. He still had the queen ability, was able to swag that. Like I said guys, this was a very close war. So War and Glory, great job guys. That was super intense. I'm still speechless, even though it's already a few days later. So anyways guys, right here Professor Thesa goes and does, I believe it's a triple go-ho with the golem, unless he has bowlers. So let me go ahead and check. So right here he starts at the bottom and sends in the golem, and then he just kind of starts using those archers on the top left section closer to 9 o'clock just to create that funnel, since there's nothing else to hit him. Then he sends in the second golem just to be able to tank. He used the queen at the very beginning just to go ahead and start that funnel. He already knew that the queen would go to the middle, and then he poisons the enemy CC. And yes, there is boulders here, so it's actually going to be a go-bo-ho. So he poisons the enemy CC. The golems are still tanking. There's bowlers still going through. The king is still alive, so it's able to tank for the bowlers in case the golems die. Did a great job there. Took out the enemy queen, which is very important for this kind of attack. Then after that was hoping to get more percentage, get deep into the core. That way he can go and start that hog attack. So then after this, once he got through this section right here, he starts the hog attack at the top left, closer to like 11, 10 o'clock. And once he starts that, notice how he places those wizards. Very important to do, just because that's going to help you with cleanup. So he's not wasting any time on the cleanup section. Places those wizards because he knows that's like one of the last things that the hogs would even hit anyways. So then he just kind of follows the hog riders with heal spells. He still has one more heal spell to go. King is still up, queen went down, but there's a few bowlers and a few wizards kind of helping with the cleanup, which is very good. Saves a few hogs just to kind of take down that wizard tower at the bottom section, just because you don't really want to deal with that splash damage. Let's see. The only thing is that the wizard tower didn't go down, but at least it's pretty weak. So it's so those hog riders aren't going to face too much damage versus that wizard tower, because it'll go down right away. and then the hogs can finally start taking out those skeletons. That way they can go ahead and finish cleaning up. So great job, Professor. Very great job cleaning up that attack. I can't remember if it was a first hit or not, but it was definitely a great attack. So then after that, yep, it was just pretty much cleanup, guys, in here. So this next attack, oh, and I also want to let you guys know. So GP, our Town Hall 11, one of the Town Hall 11s, I'm the other Town Hall 11, but GP came in clutch at the very end with the Town Hall 11 triple, so stay tuned for that one because it was just amazing. So anyways, John right here is coming in with the dragons because those dragons are hot. You know what I'm saying. They throw that fire breath, and they are the ones, the go-to attack, especially now that they're becoming popular. So he throws in the golems, throws in a few wizards to create that funnel, is holding off on the heroes until the funnel is created. Once the funnel is created, he throws in those heroes, make sure that they go straight to the middle, and he also has some bowlers to make sure that they can go ahead and get all those structures in the middle. So he's able to take out those air defenses. So whenever you see bases like this, guys, where the air defenses are in one specific section, go ahead and yeah, pretty much just attack that base from that specific section with a kill squad, take out all the air defenses, and after that you can go ahead and start the dragon attack. Especially the way the dragons are now, they're tanking so much, so it's pretty easy to go ahead and use dragons at the Town Hall 9 level. Unlike before where it was kind of iffy or just in certain situations, in this case you can definitely do it, guys. So once he took out those air defenses, he started the dragon portion like around 11 o'clock, and then after that just kind of held off on that heal spell. He did use a rage just to kind of get through that section, making sure that he takes everything down, and then kind of holds off on the heal spell towards the end, even though he doesn't really need it just because there's not much left. He still has a queen up. The queen finally goes down. Those dragons finally start taking some hits because of the air bombs. So John decides that it's a perfect time to start using that heal spell, especially because he was about to deal with that wizard tower, but I'm pretty sure that wizard tower wasn't going to take care of his dragons. So anyways, guys, the dragons are still doing so much work here, taking down all the remaining defenses, and it's pretty much game over here, guys. Look at how many dragons are left. 6 dragons and a few minions for cleanup. So it was pretty much an overkill attack by John. So great job, John. That was pretty awesome. And then the next attack right here is going to be by Professor Teresa again. Professor Tisa, sorry about that. So right here he starts with the golem again. He's doing another hog attack. So this time I remember that we were having a hard time with this base. So then after that, after seeing where the traps were and everything, and testing some stuff out, as far as like, you know, a bunch of people hitting this specific base, Professor decided to go through the middle section, make sure that they create the funnel, because the first time I believe John hit it and some stuff started going around. So then Professor Tisa was able to go ahead and just kind of wait a little longer as far as dropping the heroes. Once that occurred and he took down the enemy queen and a few defenses over here, he finally started the hog portion. So the interesting thing about this is look at where those big bomb placements were. So, you know, first hit you really don't know where those big bomb placements are. So definitely messed up the first attack. So now that we knew where the bombs were, so it was easier for Professor Tisa to kind of prepare with some heal spells to make sure that everything stays alive. So then after that, the queen, notice how the queen is still standing strong. There's really nothing hitting her. And then after that, he's just being very patient when it came to the heal spell. Places it right there. And like I said, guys, in one of my previous videos, it's very important to place the heal spell at the very beginning where your hogs are going to be standing so that they can get healed. And then kind of place it to where they're going to start moving. So pretty much kind of covering a bunch of defenses, because some people just heal them and then after that the hogs kind of run away out of the heal spell. But if you place it a little bit ahead, then it'll keep those hogs fully healed. So it's very important to do that. So Professor Tisa did a great job here, and then after that it was pretty much cleanup. The queen is still standing strong, fully healed. So it was pretty awesome just seeing this attack working very well. So guys, be prepared to be ready, because this is where it got crazy. So like around this time period, this is where everyone was freaking out because we knew we had to get percentage. I myself went for their number 1 to get some percentage, I used the dragon attack, that clone dragon, just to get some percentage. And then GP here decided to go with an air attack. He wanted to get that safe secure 2 because he knew that we needed some extra percentage. So he wasn't sure what to do because he knew that this attack is usually like a 1 or a 3-star. So Fog let him know to just go ahead and take more boulders, because usually that'll help, you know, making sure that you get to the core and taking down more things. So it definitely helped out a little bit here. Notice how he started at the very bottom. It was real clutch, taking out those 2 air defenses, taking out that Inferno, and taking out the Queen and still the CC. Right here I was a little worried because the CC was still alive, and I wasn't sure if the Queen was going to be able to take it down, just because the Queen was facing so much DPS over there at the top section, and there was still a few baby dragons left. So I thought that was going to give him a hard time, but he did a great job by holding off on the Queen's power, using it at the right time. And then luckily there was a few skeletons to kind of take some hits. The Queen was able to take down the CC, and look, she's still standing, guys, and this is very important to keep in mind. So notice right here, look at that freeze spill. It was at the perfect position. Was able to freeze the Eagle Artillery, the Inferno, and a few other structures. And then this haste spell right here just came in clutch, guys. Look at this. It was just beautiful. So at this point, I wasn't sure if it was going to be a 3-star, but then once I started seeing so many things get taken down, the wizard tower going down, so that meant no more splash damage in that section, which was perfect. And then the other loons over there were taking some hits from that wizard tower, so that left the main bulk of the balloons to stay alive, which was very clutch. And then after that, it was just cleanup, guys. So great job by GP. He pretty much won it at the very last second, because if not, we would have lost by a star. So we definitely needed that 3-star. We didn't even know that it was going to happen. He was going for high percentage, but luckily everything worked out perfectly well for him. So thanks, GP. You killed it for us. And War and Glory, great game, guys. That was super close. It came down to percentage, and we won by 0.4%. So it was freaking awesome. So I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for tuning in.